Good morning, students. Today we will discuss one more issue which was discussed in the Constituent Assembly. We discussed so far about the separate electorate. The demand for separate electorate was there by some groups and how it was resolved through the debate and discussion. We discussed about the power of the state which was given in the Constitution, how the fiscal federalism was decided in Constituent Assembly. Now we are discussing one more hotly debated topic, and that is the language of the nation. What should be the language of the nation? That was a topic which could not be resolved till date. It is still going on in discussion in some quarters of the country. So here we will discussing the most controversial issue which was discussed in the Constituent Assembly, that was the language of the nation. So what were the views of different leaders that we are going to discuss here? So the language of the nation. Within the Constituent Assembly, the language issue was debated over many months together. So first of all, the plea for Hindustani. There were some leaders who were in favor that instead of Hindi and English, Hindustani should be the language of the nation. Hindustani, which is a mixture of Urdu and Hindi. Some words may be there from English also. So that is the Hindustani language, and that should be the national language of the nation according to some nationalist leaders, because it was showing a composite culture of India. By the 1930s, the Congress had accepted that Hindustani ought to be the national language. Hindustani, which is a blend of Hindi and Urdu, was a popular language of the large section of the people of India. That's why Hindustani should be our national language. So these opinions were expressed by some nationalist leaders. This multicultural language, Mahatma Gandhi thought, would be the ideal language of communication between diverse communities. It could unify Hindus and Muslims together. So these were also the views of Mahatma Gandhi, that Hindustani should be our national language, because Hindustani is a blend of Urdu and Hindi. In this way, it will integrate the two communities together, two majority communities of India together, that is Hindu as well as Muslim. Because Urdu is a language of Muslim community and Hindi was the language of Hindu community. So the two communities can be brought together by accepting Hindustani as the national language. And similar opinions were also expressed by some other leaders. But there were certain other leaders, they believed that there should not be any compromise on the language of the nation. Some believed that Hindi must be the language of the nation. So here again we will discuss about the language of the nation. As communal conflicts deepened, Hindi and Urdu also started growing apart. So the gap between Hindi and Urdu was widened after this time. On the one hand, there was a move to Sanskritize Hindi, purging it of all words of Persian and Arabic origin. So Hindi language has its origin from Sanskrit. So some nationalist leader who was in favor of the Hindi and those who were Orthodox Hindus, they believed that Hindi must be the national language and it should be Sanskritized Hindi, means maximum tatsham shabd should be there in Hindi language, so that it should become a Sanskritized Hindi, and many words which have been there in Hindi language which has come from other languages like Persian language, they should be removed from the Hindi language. So it should be purely Sanskritized Hindi language which should be our national language. So these were the opinions of some nationalist leaders. Now who were these nationalist leaders? We will discuss. On the other hand, Urdu was being increasingly Persianized. So the gap between Hindu and Muslim community widened after 1920. As a result, the Muslim people started using Urdu language, but it was becoming more Persianized because Urdu has got its birth from the Persian language. So they started using more Persian words in Urdu language so that it looks different from Hindi language. And Hindu people started using more Sanskrit words in the Hindi language and it became more Sanskritized. As a result, the gap between Hindi and Urdu also widened. As a consequence, language became associated with the politics of religious identities. So Muslim League, which considered themselves as the sole spokesman of Muslim community, they promoted the Urdu language. And the Congress, which was more on religious line towards Hindu, they liked the language Hindi. They promoted the Hindi language, which is Sanskritized in nature. Mahatma Gandhi, however, retained his faith in the composite character of Hindustani. But Mahatma Gandhi believed that there should be Hindu-Muslim unity, and it could only be brought by accepting Hindustani as the national language, which is a blend of the Hindi as well as Urdu language. Now, a plea for Hindi. There were some leaders who believed that Hindi should be our national language. So R.V. Dhulekar, who was from the United Province, that is the UP, made a strong and aggressive plea that Hindi be used as the language of the constitution making, not English. Our constitution is written in English language. He said that it should be written in Hindi language. When told that not everyone in the assembly knew the language, Dhulekar retorted, because there were many people in the Constituent Assembly who could not speak Hindi language because they were from South India, and Hindi is not spoken in the South India, it is mainly spoken in the Northern India. So those leaders could not understand the Hindi language. As a result, they said that Hindi cannot be accepted as the language of the constitution. People who are present in house to fashion a constitution for India and do not know Hindustani are not worthy to be member of this assembly. They better leave. According to him, if anybody who is present in the Constituent Assembly and he is not aware about the Hindi language and he cannot speak Hindi language, they should not be a part of the Constituent Assembly. So it's advisable for them to leave the Constituent Assembly immediately. On this occasion, peace in the house was restored through Jawaharlal Nehru's intervention, because there was a kind of conflict arose in the Constituent Assembly after Dhulekar's speech. He advocated Hindi language and he was very aggressive in his speech. So many leaders were discontented through the way which was used by Dhulekar to make a plea for Hindi language. But the language issue continued to disrupt proceedings and agitate members over the subsequent 3 years. So remaining 3 years, the same issue was continued to be discussed in the Constituent Assembly, and it was very hotly discussed. Almost 3 years later, on 12 September 1947, Dhulekar's speech on the language of the nation once again sparked of the huge storm. So Dhulekar again spoke on the language issue, and it again sparked a conflict-like situation in the Constituent Assembly. So R.V. Dhulekar very aggressively promoting Hindi language in the Constituent Assembly, and he believed that Hindi should be the national language. And the way he was speaking in the Constituent Assembly, that was not liked by many members in the Constituent Assembly. Now, Language Committee report of the Constituent Assembly. The Language Committee report of the Constituent Assembly had thought of a compromise between those who advocated Hindi as the national language and those who opposed it. So they wanted to bring a compromise between the two sections, one who was supporting Hindi and those who were not supporting Hindi. They believed that Hindi cannot be the national language because it is not spoken by everybody in India. It had decided but not yet formally declared that Hindi in the Devanagari script would be the official language, but the transition to Hindi would be gradual. So they believed that Hindi could be the official language of India, not the national language, and the gradual transfer to Hindi should be there. We should switch over to Hindi, but it could not be immediately. Rather, there should be a gradual process to shift to Hindi as the national language. For the first 15 years, English would continue to be used for the official purpose. They believed that since everything is available in English, even 1935 Act of India was also available in English, on which our constitution is based, that is also written in English language. So many leaders believed that English should continue to be the language, official language, but for first 15 years, and slowly and gradually we will switch over to Hindi language. Each province was to be allowed to choose one of the regional language for official work within the province, and they also gave a provision that the state could have its own official language. Like in Punjab, there is Punjabi official language. In Andhra Pradesh, Telugu is the official language. In Tamil Nadu, Tamil is the official language. So it means the state could also choose its own official language at state level, but at national level, English would be the official language for first 15 years. Then slowly and gradually we will move towards the Hindi language. Now the language committee report, which was presented in the Constituent Assembly, that we will discuss. By referring to Hindi as the official rather than the national language, the Language Committee of the Constitution Assembly hoped a solution that would be acceptable to all. Dhulekar was not one who liked such an attitude of reconciliation. So Language Committee was promoting a compromise between the two group of people who were promoting Hindi and who were against the Hindi. But Dhulekar did not like any kind of compromise on this issue, and he was strongly advocated in the favor of Hindi language. He wanted Hindi to be declared not an official language but a national language. Several times during his speech, the President of the Assembly, that is Rajendra Prasad, interrupted Dhulekar and told him, "I do not think you are advancing your case by speaking like this," but Dhulekar continued nonetheless. So Dhulekar, who was advocating Hindi language, who was from United Province, he was speaking very aggressively in the favor of Hindi as the national language, and he was interfered with by the speaker of that time, that was Rajendra Prasad, and he was saying that in this way you are not advocating the Hindi language, you are not favoring the Hindi language, rather you are spoiling your case. But still he continued. So on the speech of Dhulekar, there were many leaders who were against this kind of speech, and among them there were some leaders that we will discuss here. The fear of domination. Dhulekar wanted to be dominant in the Constituent Assembly. So there was a fear in the mind of some people that if Hindi would be the national language, then the Hindi speaking people will become dominant in the country like Dhulekar. So one among them was Srimati G. Durgabai. A day after Dhulekar spoke, Srimati G. Durgabai from Madras explained her worries about the way the discussion was developing. She said, "Mr. President, the question of national language for India, which was an almost agreed propositions until recently, has suddenly become a highly controversial issue." According to her, that it has become a controversial issue after the Dhulekar speech. Whether rightly or wrongly, the people of non-Hindi speaking areas have been made to feel that this fight or this attitude on behalf of Hindi speaking areas is a fight for effective preventing the natural influence of other powerful languages of the India on the composite culture of this nation. So according to her, India is having a composite culture, it is having a mixed culture, and a number of languages are spoken in India. But the way the Hindi speaking people are trying to become dominant in the Constituent Assembly, in the future this language will become dominant, and in this way those people will suffer who are not speaking Hindi language and Hindi is not their mother tongue. So this was the fear in the mind of many leaders along with G. Durgabai, and she spoke these words in the Constituent Assembly. Then you can see that this is the image of Durgabai Deshmukh. The fear of domination, what else she said? Durgabai informed the House that the opposition in the House in the South against Hindi was very strong, and the opponents feel perhaps justly because that this propaganda for Hindi cuts at the very root of the provincial languages. According to her, in provincial areas of South India, people were against Hindi to be the national language, and it is very strong opposition in those areas. So if we will continue to make Hindi as the national language, then this struggle against the Hindi would become more strong. Yet she, along with many others, had obeyed the call of Mahatma Gandhi and carried on Hindi propaganda in the South, braved resistance, started schools and conducted classes in Hindi. According to her, she was a follower of Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi also wanted that Hindi should be promoted. So on the call of Mahatma Gandhi, she also started spreading Hindi in the South India along with some other leaders. They taught Hindi language to the South Indian people. Though there was a strong opposition to the Hindi, still they continued their brave efforts, according to her. But still, if we are not treated properly in the Constituent Assembly and we are dominated by the Hindi-speaking people, then what is the guarantee that in the future Hindi-speaking people would become dominant throughout the country? And in this way, the root of other languages will be cut. She had accepted Hindustani as the language of the people, but now that language was being changed. Words from Urdu and other regional languages were being taken out. Mahatma Gandhi was an advocate of Hindustani language, and she also advocated Hindustani language because she was a follower of Mahatma Gandhi. But now the leaders like Dhulekar, they were extracting out the words which were from other languages, from the local languages, because Hindustani was a mixture of many other languages which were the local languages, as well as the words from Urdu were also there, words from Sanskrit were there, so it was a composite language. And Durgabai wanted that to represent the composite culture of India, there should be a language which represents every section of society, every part of India, and that can be the Hindustani, but not the Hindi. So she was strongly against the speech which was given by Dhulekar promoting Hindi language and Sanskritized Hindi language which he was promoting. There was one more leader, the fear of domination, and his name was Sri Shankar Rao Dev. A member from Bombay, Sri Shankar Rao Dev, stated that as a congressman and a follower of Mahatma Gandhi, he had accepted Hindustani as a language of the nation, but he warned, if you want my wholehearted support for Hindi, you must not do now anything which may raise my suspicions and which will strengthen my fear. So he was also a follower of Mahatma Gandhi like Durgabai Deshmukh, and he was an advocate of Hindustani language. But the way Dhulekar was speaking to promote the Sanskritized Hindi language, he said that this kind of discussion is creating a fear in his mind and he will not be able to support Hindustani as the national language in future. So these were the fears which were expressed by members of the Constituent Assembly in the Constituent Assembly at that time. This is T.A. Ramalingam Chettiar. He was from Madras. T.A. Ramalingam Chettiar from Madras emphasized that whatever was done had to be done with caution. The cause of Hindi would not be helped if it was pushed too aggressively. So he believed that Hindi could be promoted, but the way it is promoted in the Constituent Assembly, that is not up to the mark. There should not be aggression in it. It should be a gradual process according to him. The fear of the people, even if they were unjustified, had to be allayed, or else there will be bitter feelings left behind when we want to live together and form a united nation. So he believed that India is a land of diversity and a variety of languages are spoken in India. So if we want to live in one nation, then the fear of the other language speaking people should be allayed, that should be removed. So there should not be any fear of domination in anybody's mind. Only then we can live together in a nation. So language controversy should be resolved as early as possible. He said there should be mutual adjustment and no question of forcing things on the people. He believed that there should be a compromise. There should not be a forcing upon one language upon the other people. So there should be a compromise, and according to the compromise, it was decided that English would continue to be the official language for first 15 years and gradually and slowly we will switch over to Hindi as the national language. But till date, Hindi could not be declared as the national language. It is merely an official language along with English. And in other states, the states which are not Hindi speaking, they are also having their regional language as the official language in their state. Like I told you that in Tamil Nadu, Tamil is the official language. In Maharashtra, Marathi is the official language. In Gujarat, Gujarati is the official language. But in Hindi speaking areas like Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Hindi is the official language. So the language has not been forced upon anybody, and now there are 22 scheduled languages, so anybody can use any language as the official language.